Now with Stephen A. Smith of ESPN's First Take and the Stephen A. Smith Show, joining us with his take on Super Bowl 59. He's at the Super Bowl Experience in New Orleans. It is great to see you, Stephen. So great to have you with us.
Good to see y'all.
This is going to be a rematch of 2023. What are you expecting?
Yep. Well, I expect a thriller. Last time they went up against one another, it was an epic matchup. Jalen Hurts threw for 300 yards, ran for 70 yards, scored 4 touchdowns, but one turnover obviously was very, very costly. And Patrick Mahomes got the ball with 5 minutes left, and the Eagles never got it back. And they won the Super Bowl championship like by a field goal. So that's the kind of epic matchup you would expect this time around. This time around, the Eagles are the #1 defense. They've got a superstar in Saquon Barkley. They've got an offensive line that averages 6'6", about 320 pounds or so.
Whoa.
They're massive. And so you've got to go up against that if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Kansas City Chiefs have Superman. They've got Patrick Mahomes. He's one of the greatest ever, one of the top 2 greatest quarterbacks in history. That's what they're waiting for. That's what they're going up against.
What else
He's
you
the reigning
looking for?
2-time defending Super Bowl champion.
What else are you looking for with the Chiefs?
Well, you look for Patrick Mahomes. You definitely look for the connection with him and Travis Kelce. Andy Reid is an exceptional coach. Outside of Bill Belichick, he's considered the best ever at this particular moment in time. And so it's going to be a chess match, no doubt about it. The Philadelphia Eagles are considered the better team collectively, but Patrick Mahomes is considered the best player in the world who's a difference maker. And you don't want it to come down to the wire with the ball in his hands because the outcome usually works against you.
Oh, Stephen A. It's Sam. How are you, my friend? Quick one. There's not a lot of football on my timeline, but I'll tell you what is on my timeline is this supposed bias of the what is it? NFL, right? National Football League is what we're talking about.
Yes.
Against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I mean, the people are looking at the logo. People are talking about the refs. So what is the deal here?
Well, listen, it's, there's legitimacy from the standpoint that every single game you see officials missing calls. It's part of human error. It comes with the territory. But in the end, when you're on top, everybody is always gunning for you. And there's always complaints, particularly when you have somebody as great as Patrick Mahomes, because he's so phenomenal, so great. You have to play to near perfection to have a chance to beat him come playoff time. Remember, 7 years as a starter for the Kansas City Chiefs, 7 division titles, 7 trips to the AFC Championship game, 5 Super Bowl appearances,
Wow.
4 thus far until Sunday. He's won 3 of them, and he's on the verge of potentially winning his 4th Super Bowl in only his 7th year. That's how great he is, and that's the kind of greatness we're talking about. You're always going to have complaints when you're going up against somebody that great.
So if you have the Chiefs actually make history and get this three-peat, do you think at that point Patrick Mahomes eclipses Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time?
I would tell you in some people's eyes it would be yes, in some people's eyes it would be worth of discussion because no quarterback in NFL history has won 3 straight Super Bowl championships, but 7 titles is 7 titles. And when you look at Patrick Mahomes, the #1 thing they're going to bring up, even if he does win the Super Bowl, is longevity. As great as he has been, it will be in a span of 7 years. Tom Brady played about 22. He went to 10 Super Bowls. He won 7 of them. That's pretty hard to eclipse, but if anybody can do it, you're looking at the man right there. It's Patrick Mahomes. That's who everybody's thinking about.
Wow. Ready to make a prediction?
No, not yet. I'm still thinking about it. It's fluid, George. It's fluid, but I will tell you, I will say this to you. Kansas City, with the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, the Philadelphia Eagles are still considered the better team collectively. A team that's going to have to play to near perfection in order to beat Patrick Mahomes. I believe it's going to be a thriller, but my prediction is going to be reserved for First Take on ESPN.
Oh, well, okay.
That was a good tease.
That's a good tease. Now, can I ask you, the reason that I'm watching will be the Super Bowl halftime show. I mean, can we talk about Kendrick Lamar? I mean, let's just, what are you expecting
Yes,
here?
we can. Well, listen, I got to tell you, he's got to play that song Not Like Us, at least the beat.
Yes.
At least the music, and get his dancing on or whatever. You might not want to use some of the lyrics, no question about that. But that beat had better be played. If you're not doing Not Like Us, you just won 5 Grammys, in large part because of the success of that one particular song, and we know what kind of brouhaha it created. Halftime arrives Sunday evening, and no one hears that song, is going to be a huge, huge disappointment. As great and as phenomenal as he is, not like us, took him to another level. You have to at least play that beat. The crowd, that's not just on national television, but in attendance, has to hear that music from the song playing.
But it
has to happen.
You're not expecting Drake on the stage?
Like Rebecca?
I'm not expecting Drake in the country. I don't think he'll even be in the United States.
Wah, wah.
But you never know.
Good to hear. Good to hear what Stephen A. Smith thinks. Always good.
All right.
Thank you.